Well, Spartan fans were certainly thrilled to see Michigan State dismantle the Wolverines on Saturday.
But some are less excited to see what we reported later on that night, news of lavish spending by some MSU trustees. 7 Action News investigator Ross Jones is here now. This got a lot of people talking. It's kind of embarrassing for the university.
Well, it's certainly a controversy. The money involved here comes from university investment accounts, and it's paid for things like sports and concert tickets, costly hotels, and for one trustee, a 10-day European excursion.
Perhaps no one had a better time spending the school's money than trustee Faylene Owen. When the MSU basketball team traveled to Germany last season, Owen made the trip too. Flying business class, her ticket cost nearly $6 grand. But no one likes to fly alone, so Owen brought her husband Larry along. Once they landed in Frankfurt, the Owens found themselves in the lap of luxury, staying at the opulent Steigenberger Hotel in a room that cost as much as almost $1,300 a night. What did Owen do during that week in Germany? A spokesman says she watched the basketball game, met with students studying abroad, and held an alumni dinner. The bill shows there were only 10 guests. When we tried to talk to her at last week's trustees meeting, she snuck out the back and hid behind a locked door.
Do you know if Trustee Owen stays in $1,300 a night hotels when she's paying for them?
All I can say at this point is I don't know the details on the specific trips that you're asking.
But the Owens didn't go home after Germany. No, it was time to board another plane and head to Paris, France. Spending 3 nights at another hotel, this one only cost about $1 grand a night. A spokesman says she attended another alumni dinner and visited the U.S. Embassy, discussing ways to further MSU's role in the region.
We have faculty and staff around the world doing great work. When trustees go to observe that work, we have certain allowances, and there are constraints on those allowances.
Apparently there are no constraints on limousines. The Owens racked up nearly $3,000 so they could be squired around Germany and France. They got another $3 grand in walking around money, too. Cash stipends for the both of them. The total bill for the university for the 10-day trip, more than $26,000. Reaction to this story has been swift. One viewer called Owen's trip excessive and outrageous. MSU can find someone better, he wrote. What was the return on investment? Said an MSU alum, I find this abuse shameful. I certainly will not be leaving any money to the university as long as this flagrant practice continues. And another called our report a story of lavishness in a time of cutbacks, adding, aren't there standards of conduct that these trustees are obliged to follow?
Well, believe it or not, it is university policy for MSU to pay for spouses or travel partners to join on trips out of state or out of the country. They say spouses are helpful in hosting dinners, meeting with alumni, and representing the university. But already, former trustee Melanie Foster is advocating that MSU consider changing that policy to save the university money.
And Ross, I understand you're looking at the University of Michigan expenses and whatnot, too.
We've been asking for their bills for just as long. They have been much slower in turning them over. Apparently, there's some phone trouble in Ann Arbor today. They haven't returned my calls, but we're looking for their bills as well.
Should also mention that you are a proud alumni.
And I was at the game on Saturday wearing my poncho.
Yeah.
Very proud to graduate from MSU.
Very good outcome for you guys.
Indeed.
Okay.
We'll take it.